Hey guys, Juju22 here. And okay, well, anyway, just want to say hello to everyone. Uh, Even I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it, but I'm happy to say that I am. And okay, so I did share this with the notification squad, so that's good. And well, I just want to say, had a nice day and was able to run the errands I intended to run. But of course, being that it was Black Friday, I did not want to go through all the crap that goes with, Black Friday, and it was better for me to go today than it would have been yesterday. Also, hey, what's up, Azriel? And Azriel, I was able to make the arrangements uh, and well, now you're what is it, a wide receiver. But aside from that, how are you doing, man? So, how are you there, Mr. Azriel Black? Make sure. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay, there we go. For a moment, I thought it was going to crap out on me. Just watching Survivor Series? Okay. Uh, well, since you're. Oh, hey, what's up, Jamar? So, between you and Jamar, who just came in, but anyway, what's up, Jamar? How you doing? But yeah, as far as between Azriel and Jamar, uh, hey, I'm happy that you're doing well, man. So Azriel, would you like to go first? Since you are the first one here, you can pass if you wish to. That is, unless of course Jamar and Jamar's team, the Falcons, are facing off against the Rams, but they're not. You're gonna go first? Okay. So in that case, it's going to be the Rams at the Raiders. So as a matter of fact, you're going to be facing off against me. Uh, and of course, I will be on defense. You will be on offense. So with that, let's get to it. So we have the Raiders and the Rams. And of course, there's a couple of other teams too. There we go. All right. But anyway, I'm happy that you're doing pretty well, Jamar, and I hope you're enjoying Survivor Series, uh, Azrael. Oh, there we go. All right, so now what I'm going to do is invite those aside from yourself, of course. So there's aside from me and you. So okay. So I'm going to let the likes of Peter Griffin, JT Price, and oh, hey, what's up, Frostbite? And let me see, Frostbite. Oh, I'm sorry, he was traded to another team. But anyway, great to see you there, Mr. Frostbite. Okay, let me just let Mr. Peter Griffin know. And this is also a good time to go get snacks and stuff like that. Okay. All right, let me catch up on the chat. Oh yeah, and the team that you were traded to. Wait, let me get my Dang it, where did I put? Oh yeah. Well, actually, you weren't traded. Um, or actually, yeah, yes. I'm sorry. You were. Uh, you're now in. You're currently on the Carolina Panthers as an offensive guard. So that's where you were traded to. Whereas before you were on the Rams, actually. So yeah. Okay, so let me get Peter, and then who else was I gonna get? Um, oh yeah, JT Price and Triple Beat. All right, so let me get those guys. And then last but certainly not least, my good friend Triple Beat. So let me get him. That is, if I can find him. That is. Oh, there he is. Okay. And then let me get the other team. Let me check on the chat there. Hey, what's up, Peter Griffin? You're going to be in this game. And of course, you were drafted to the Raiders. I'm not sure who your favorite team is legit, though. But also, hey, what's up, Atticus? And right now, of course, this one will feature myself going up against your brother on opposite teams. But other than that, what's up? What's up, Atticus? And let's see, who else am I? Oh yeah, that's right. For the for the Rams, you have Ram himself. Let me get him. Okay. All right. Let me catch up on the chat again. When's my next game? What's my next game, TJ? Sucks I couldn't be on the Cowboys. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Azrael who said that. Well, no worries though. In the show, New England Patriots. In real life, the Atlanta Falcons. Oh, see, I did not know that. Didn't realize that. I'll have to remember that for next time. Okay. And then, oh yeah, that's right. Rain Sinclair and Adidra Lewis, aka Munchie. So let me get Mr. RSTV. RSTLNNE. Bonus points for anyone who knows where that came from. That is, if I can find him. Oh, there he is. Okay. Oh, yeah, let me catch up on the chat again. Hey, there they are. Yep, here's the Rams. And then hello to Patty. Yes, I'm a Cowboy fan. I want to be on Asriel's team. Hey, Firestar, how are you? Watching Survivor Series. Oh, I'm sorry, that's someone else. My bad. Um. Oh yeah, that's right. And then it was Munchie. And by the way, Munchie's going to be on your team there, Azrael. Your good buddy Munchie. Cool. Okay, now that I let them know, let's catch up on the chat there. But anyway, great to see you there, Fire Star. And I believe this is the first time I've seen you on the Madden series, but it's great to see you. So it's kind of like what we do with the WWE series, except we include the created players to go with the established superstars that come with all the teams, um, just to see who would mesh well and who would make the difference in whoever becomes the Super Bowl champion for this season. So that's more or less how it works. Hey, my buddy. And everybody's saying hello to each other. That's awesome. All right, well, let's get right into it now that I've let go. Okay, so it's 25 seconds. Yep, that's absolutely fine. This year, the Falcons will win a Super Bowl. You know what? I'm still building up on the next being ignored. Awesome. No, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. And wait, what was your question again? I'm sorry. Sucks I could not be. Oh, when's my next game, TJ? Well, stick around and you'll get it. That's about as simple as I can make it. So yeah, if you're interested after this first game, then we'll have your game there, Mr. Atticus. I apologize if I ignored you. I didn't mean to do that to you. So if anything, that's on me. Wait, you're going to go see Elimination Chamber in Perth? For real? But yeah, I'm very sorry about that though. I'll be lurking watching the pay-per-view. Yeah, I feel bad. And of course, depending on how quick these games go, we might be able to do 4, but if it takes long, then we'll have to settle with 2, and just split it up in 2 parts, the divisional series or round. But of course, the Rams are going to have Ram himself, and then of course you have myself as the as the left outside linebacker, among others, though. And I'll go over who is in what position, but I'll start with the kicking game. As, believe it or not, Ram is the punter slash kicker, as really their kicking game is absolutely terrible, is the Rams. So that's why they drafted a punter and kicker, and it just so happens to be Ram. I mean, of course, the logic behind that is if Ram can kick ass, he can kick a ball. Bad joke, I know. Yeah, it's been a while since I did an NBA series, although that was back when I had a lot of time on my hands and really the reason I had to stop that one was just because of the length of time that it would take for me to put together a series. So it's like it just wasn't worth it, and even less so given that I have much less time to work with. But never say never though. I'm hoping at some point that the creation suite will be much more favorable. I'm gonna say that. Okay. Oh yeah, let me turn off my notifications. There we go. Well, hey, yep, Ram is a kicker too. Because like I said, he can kick ass, so he can kick a ball. Definitely. I like to be on the Blackhawks. I'll have to look back and showcase what teams will be featured as far as the next NHL season. Of course, that's on me that I haven't followed up on it. Fakes the handoff. And Garoppolo, nice catch. Oh, Jose, you were drafted by the Saints as basically the Brock Purdy of that team. Anyway, nice throw there by Jimmy Garoppolo. And of course, that was before he was replaced by Hoyer, and this was, during the time that McDaniel was still in charge. All right, back to the game. Now they hand it off. Well, they get 1 yard out of it, but that's all they get. 1 yard. Anyway, there you see Azriel working with Matthew Stafford. He divided the House of Black in Madden. What? I mean, you could have traded for Azrael and I would have brought him to you, but you didn't. So that was a decision you made. So, hey, what can I say? Oh, I'm sorry. That was not. I'm sorry. That was Azrael who said that. My bad. Atticus was the one who wanted to trade, but he didn't trade for you. I always confuse Azrael and Atticus because you guys have the same channel icon. Shit. And, oh. Ah, I see. Well, who knows? Maybe one of you guys. Who knows? It could come down to the House of Black explode, a la the Mega Powers or something like that. Brother. Well, Kelly's not even on the show anymore, and that was just, of course, because Kelly wanted to reduce the number of shows that she's on, and that the only shows she's on currently is with the UFC and the WWE and the Fire Pro series. Yeah, she stopped Madden is kind of what happened there. Last season was her last season. Makes sense. So anyway, 3rd and 5. I was so busy talking I didn't even get a chance to. Oh, nice catch and nice throw to Hunter Renfrow, 18 yards. So anyway, the rosters as you see them are as they were after week 1, I believe. So I have to think that if I update my roster, that would also update the coaches that have come and left. I'll be on your team, Azriel. And Jacobs. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. The offensive players for the Raiders include the offensive guard, Triple Beat, and the center, Peter Griffin. And on defense, you have a defensive tackle in Rain Sinclair as the lone defensive tackle or defensive player. So yeah, 7 plays, 76 yards, and the Raiders strike first. Yeah, let your wife be on the team, Azriel. I'll have to keep that in mind the next time I put the rosters together for next season. And you know what, Firestar, you're more than welcome to join. Although, actually, I'm not even sure if you have a favorite team or anything like that. But just know that Patty and and Jennifer Riley / Jennifer Wolverine is in this. So yes, women are in this game. So no return will be attempted. And as for the offensive players for the Rams, in this case you have a wide receiver in Azriel Black, you have an offensive guard in Adidra Lewis, aka Munchie, and on defense you have myself, TJ Toad at linebacker, and a defensive tackle in JT Price. So you got JT and TJ. You would like to be traded? I'm used to calling Azriel Ninja. Oh, I see. No, you haven't played yet, Chris. So you didn't miss anything. So we'll have to make the trade. That is if the Rams manage to win. If not, that's okay. We'll have to try again next time. I hate the Rams. Oh. Watching Survivor. Yeah, I notice everybody's watching Survivor Series, though. The first match was freaking wild. Well, hey, I don't mind minor spoilers. Like, well, that is unless anybody. Well, actually, I wouldn't want to spoil it. At least not right now. You could probably spoil it like within, a day or two, or maybe, after some time has passed. Just in case anybody who wants to watch it on the replay can do that. But hey, as long as you enjoyed it, that's the more important thing. All right, 2nd and 6 at the 44. Fakes the handoff. Stafford. And he gets his target, and who did he get it to? Number 89, Higbee. I'm not because I can't. You don't have you don't have a streaming service. Oh. Oh, and of course there you see the newcomer Puka Nacua, someone who has definitely done a great job with stepping up his game, despite his rookie status. And another completion, and then a first down, and forced out of bounds was Higbee. But it's a first down, and it's at the 25. Only team other. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Azriel though. Only team other than the Cowboys I would consider playing is for the Jaguars. Okay, well, what happens if neither of those teams are available? Then what? I guess you would just take the best offer available, I suppose. But unfortunately, the Jaguars are not even in this, so there you go. Anyway, nice run there by Williams. And now that's good enough for 7 yards, and that's the end of the first. Yeah, I kind of figured that's what it was. All right, not a problem. Well, if the Rams win, then you can request a trade. And then I will have to try to make it work. And then Frostbite's like, go Rams. Of course, he's probably going Rams just because you're on it. Azriel. Anyway, 2nd and 3. Let's see what the Rams do. I said do. A jet sweep. And did they get enough forward progress? And that was for Atticus Black. Or, not Atticus, I'm sorry. Azriel Black. They gave Azriel Black not one, but 2 jet sweep rushes. So he still has the ability to run the ball as he had done before. Oh, you're not a big fan of the Raiders. Okay. I mean, that's fair. I mean, I know that not everybody likes the Raiders. Another jet sweep. And that's 3 jet sweeps for Azriel Black. I'll tell you one thing, Azriel, you're doing a great job with the jet sweep play because apparently the Raiders can't stop it. Although I think the Raiders are now ready, so they might be expecting something different. 2nd and 3 at the 7. Stafford with plenty of time. He's got to get rid of it. Okay, so he gets rid of it just in time before he got sacked. All right. 3rd and 3. Stafford. And he held it too long. As Wilson gets the sack, a big one. Great play there by Wilson. But Stafford made a big mistake. He should have not held the ball and would have been better off throwing it away. But instead of getting a first down and getting into even better position, he couldn't find anybody. Yeah, that was a Christmas sack there. All right, well, here's Ram. And again, he was drafted because their kicking game was just absolutely terrible. But in this case, it was good. So it's now 7-3. There you see Ram kicking a ball as well as he could kick it.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield.
All right, so Las Vegas will get the ball back, and it's up to the Rams to get a stop. You know, he used to be able to scramble, but of course, you know, that was when he was in his prime. Unfortunately, he's not in his prime anymore, which, you know, is sad, but at least he was able to win a Super Bowl, you know, especially in his first year with the Rams in 2021 for the 2021 season. But yeah, like, of course, with age and injuries, I mean, obviously you're not going to be as good as you once were in your prime. But he still gives you a much better chance than someone who is a bench warmer for the most part. They hand it off, and they only get 2 yards on that one. So obviously, if you're the Rams, your best bet is to try to get a stop. And it starts with Rain Sinclair with that tackle to limit the damage to 2 yards. All right, 2nd and 8 at the 29. Garoppolo. Oh, he got caught. He made the same mistake that Stafford made, and that was he held onto the ball too long or didn't move out of the pocket when he should have. And as a result, he got sacked relatively easily. I mean, in fact, he had 2 guys get him. So, you know, great play there by... I didn't see who got the sack, though, but great play there by the Rams.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
And Garoppolo, oh, almost got it, but he couldn't hold on. Good throw, but it just, oh man, if he had made that catch, that would have been a first down, and then they would have had prime position to continue the drive. But instead, they are forced to punt away. And let's see, where is it? And a fair catch at the 32. So that's very good field position. And of course, Azriel Black is number 60. So in addition to the wide receiver, he's also returning punts and he's a kick returner and a punt returner. So he's a 3-in-1 weapon. Is Azriel Black. And a jet sweep, but not fooled. And instead they lose a yard because of it. So now 2nd and 11 at the 31, but although he manages to get away from one tackle, he just could not get away for long. And we get to the 2-minute warning. And at the 2-minute warning, it is 7-3 Las Vegas. Scramble, like scramble eggs, Patty? Maybe. .31 and a catch. Who'd he get it to? Well, that was to Nakua. Another great play by the rookie. And Stafford. Another completion. And this time they get it past midfield and at the 30. So great play there to Jefferson. And unfortunately for the Raiders, they gave up a big play and they got it to the 30 to the Rams. No, I mean run like hell when a big defensive guy... I can't even talk. No, I mean run like hell when a big defensive guy is coming at you. So that's what they mean by scramble, is to get away from the defender who's trying to get you. All right, Stafford. And unfortunately, he gets sacked again, and they are forced to burn another timeout. I was making a joke, but okay. It's me, Mickey Mouse, and there you see TJ Toad, number 9, teen. Although I seriously doubt he's 19 years old. He's not exactly a young man. I mean, he's pretty old. All right, shut up, Mickey. Ooh. Well, it is a completion, but once again, they had to use another timeout due to the Rams. In fact, that was their second. So now 3rd and 12. I can't believe Mickey got in here. I mean, I just know that Firestar was absolutely... Ooh! Almost got picked off, but instead, it's a 4th down. All right, well, it looks like Ram is going to need to kick a ball, or kick the ball just like he kicks ass, like he always does. All right, here we go. A 39-yard try, or actually 49 yards, and not even close. Oh, dear. So not only is it a miss, they don't even get 3 on the board. So yeah, great play there by the Raiders, but even better now that it resulted in a 0. All right, so Garoppolo with another completion and a timeout used up. But yeah, that was just unfortunate for the Rams as they don't get 3 to cut it to within 1 point. Instead, it is still 3-7. So for the Rams, their best bet is to try to stop the Raiders at least until the end of the first half, as they have 44 seconds left to go. Now Garoppolo. And a catch, and yep, a catch that is brought in by Devontae Adams as he goes out of bounds, and that stops the clock. And of course, the Raiders now get to the 42-yard line, and they still have 2 timeouts left to use. And for the Rams, they just have to come up with a big stop. Or a big what? Intercepted! Oh, they needed that. They needed that, did the Rams, and they got an interception out of it. And a bad throw there by Garoppolo. Let's see. Well, he was trying to get it to number 87, but he didn't see Jones, number 53. So the Rams get a big play on defense, and now back on offense are the Rams. However, the Rams only have 1 timeout to use in 35 seconds in which to get some sort of score. But they will start at the 43, though. But that's a turnover for Las Vegas. And wow, what a catch as they get it to the 43 past midfield. Well, they have Skoron. I can't even pronounce that young man's name. But that's the last time out for the Rams. And they have 21 seconds to run a play. Well, 21 seconds to play with. I mean, the big thing is if the Rams can get a touchdown or a big play, but unfortunately he gets tackled inbounds, but will they be able to run a play before the half ends? And, of course, typical Madden, they don't even get a playoff. Yep, they didn't even get a playoff. So at the end of one half, it is still 7-3 Raiders. Oh yeah, and there you see JT Price, number 57. Of course, the Raiders do have the lead that they got through that touchdown handoff to Josh Jacobs. All right, 7-3. However, the Rams will start with the ball. So no harm, no foul. But it would have been better for them to get some sort of points to cut the lead down. But instead, it is still 7-3. And they'll take the knee and start at the 25. Anyway, there you see a good first look at Azriel Black. There you see number 60. All right. 1st and 10 at the 25. Stafford Gets it to the 31. Now a 2nd and 4. I mean, the big thing for the Rams is if they can get a touchdown, they can have some momentum. Because if they get a field goal, they'd still be down by 1, but any kind of score at this point would help their chances. Oh, he's going to go long. Oh, but instead too short. Well, not short, but it just didn't get completed, unfortunately. But he went long, though. Third and 4. Well, gets enough yardage to get a first down, so once again gets it to Higbee, and they are at the 37-yard line. I mean, as far as the Rams are concerned, I mean, they have a Deidre Lewis doing a great job at tackle, a.k.a. Munchie. Anyway, nice run there by Williams, though. But yeah, Lewis or Munchie is playing at left guard. I forgot to mention what side of the center she was playing with, but it's the left guard. And I believe she's number 61 or 67. They hand it off, and Williams gets 4 more yards at least, but that will lead to a 3rd and short, a 3rd and 1. But yeah, Azriel, how do you feel about playing, alongside your good friend Munchie? I'll let him think about that one. 3rd and 7, and I realize that everybody's still watching Survivor Series, and that nice nice quick throw and nice quick catch there. Number 89. I didn't see his name. His name is back to me. Oh, Higbee again. Okay, I got to remember it's Higbee, number 89. It's cool. I mean, of course, you were originally drafted by the Rams as a running back, and then when I noticed, oh wait, Munchie and Munchie and Frostbite play the same position, so it only made sense for me to, trade them both to different teams. If for no other reason other than you can play on the same team with your good friend Munchie. So that's kind of why what I did before the start of the season. Somewhat as a make good, really. Anyway, nice throw there by Stafford. And great catch there by Higbee. So far, Higbee has done a great job becoming a top option for Stafford. Of course, this was at around the time that Cooper Kupp was injured. So it kind of made sense to, move Azriel to the wide receiver position. And wait. Oh, that's a touchdown. Van Jefferson with a catch. I mean, besides Higbee, you have Azriel Black, and given his status as a top receiver, I mean, that opens up the game for all the other receivers to step up their game, and Van Jefferson was one such man. So that just goes to show that even Azriel's presence makes it much, much tougher for the defenses to double team somebody. So in other words, they have to play it honest. And That's why they got him. Our parents made a joke once. Its name is Azrael. Aw, hey!
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away.
All right, so now the Rams kick off to the Raiders, and the Raiders will start at the 27. Not bad. Well, now the Rams have the lead, but let's find out what the Raiders are going to do. I mean, of course, a field goal will tie it, but a touchdown will regain the lead. But yeah, great play there by the Rams to get the touchdown and the lead. And of course, once again, on defense for the Rams is Rain Sinclair at defensive tackle. And on offense, you have Triple Beat and Peter Griffin as offensive guard and center, respectively. So they have a great offensive line to protect Garoppolo. Anyway, what, TJ? You should be used to us doing this by now. He'll probably clap back with a response himself soon. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's what brothers and brothers and sisters do to each other. Anyway, nice tackle there by Rain Sinclair, though. 3rd and 6. And, for a moment I thought he got the completion, but great play there by the Rams to knock the ball away and force a 4th down. And I've also noticed that they've allowed the number 0 to be back in circulation. All right. Good kick. But he calls for a fair catch at the 23. Does Azrael Black. And like I said, Azrael is not just a wide receiver, but he can also return punts and kickoffs. So, anyway. Atticus was the one who lost his title to Matt Storm. I don't see my luggage feeling lighter. And of course on defense, there you see me. So yeah, of course, right now, your boy TJ needs to make a play. Well, unfortunately, that results in a tackle for loss, and someone else made a play. And it was Deblo who got it. Who's the joke now? Anyway, Deblo did a great job with tackling behind the line of scrimmage, and in fact, he's the middle linebacker now that I see it. All right, now Stafford, a screen pass. Well, he gives up 8 yards for that one, but it now results in a 3rd and 4. Who's the BTW and UFC champion? Oh, right, that's me. Well, hey, we're gonna see the Brothers Black explode, or the House of Black explodes. I was trying to go with the Mega Powers explode, and a 1st down at the 35. And of course, it's the rookie sensation, Puka Nacua. I will say this, though. Puka came out of nowhere. Like, Mr. Nacua has done something. You know, because I totally did not expect him coming out of the draft that he would be a great player. Like, I thought he may be good, but I didn't think he was going to be this good for where he was drafted. And if anybody actually has him on their fantasy teams, you're raking it in, baby. And Stafford with another completion, and who'd he get it to? Of course, Azriel Black himself. And that's his first reception. It's a big one. His first reception results in 22 yards. And Josh McDaniels absolutely beside himself, wondering, how did we let that one slip by our fingers? Oh, wait. That's right. The defense rests. For now, we're going to be in a war in the octagon soon. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So on the docket, like I counted how many fights it would take from start to finish, and I counted 16, and that includes the finals, and also that includes your fight too. Anyway, nice blocking and nice making a way for Williams. Anyway, and then Chris Frost says, "Law, I'm pretty sure I took the title from you, and I'll keep it again." Chris, you're not facing Atticus for his title. You're fighting for. Okay, so I don't know if you saw the video between you and Joker, in which I recorded it after my internet went out. I don't know if you saw that, or did you forget? Yeah, you forgot. Okay, so what happened was you fought Joker, in which if you win, well, I'm not sure if you had watched that one, but if you did, you probably already know. All right, so 3rd and 6 at the 39. Another completion. Oh, gets away from one tackle and gets a couple more yards at the 28. I will say this, though. If the Rams get a touchdown, that pretty much seals it. If they get a field goal, on the other hand, then the Raiders still have a chance to win or tie the game at the least. And hello to Duracell. Wait, are you the spokesman for the battery company? Anyway, hello there, Mr. Duracell. Unless you had a previous name before, but anyway, nice to meet you, Mr. Duracell, or Miss. I don't want to assume if you're a dude or a lady, but anyway, nice catch there. And who was that? That was Nacua. I'll tell you one thing: the youngster Nacua is kicking butt in there with 4 receptions for 46 yards, man. Impressive, given that there are 5-minute I can't even talk. That there are 4 5-minute quarters. I can't talk. Anyway. But yeah, nice to meet you, Duracell. All right, 10-7. 1st and 10 at the 12. And Williams he manages to get a couple of he gets some forward momentum. I can't even talk. At the 6, and now it's 2nd and 4. It was a long day, though, but it's cool. It's cool. And he gets a run, and it's a touchdown for the Rams. Oh, Kyler Williams. Okay. Not nice to know his full name. But anyway, Kyler Williams with a great run, and that might have just sealed the deal for the Rams. And in the case of Azriel Black, he can then request a trade following the conclusion of the other 3 divisional round games. But congratulations. And once again, here's Ram for the point after touchdown. So as it stands, Ram is responsible for 5 of those 17 points. 2 of them are after touchdowns, and then 3 came from the field goal early in the game. So as it stands, Ram is responsible for 5 points. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but believe me, it adds up, dude. But anyway, Chris, would you like to know who won that fight, or maybe you're watching it right now? I did release a video of it, so you can watch it if you're doing that. Anyway, well now not the Rams, but the Raiders, if they're gonna have any chance, they got to score, and they got to score quickly. Get a stop and then score again, because right now they're down by 2 possessions. So yeah, not a good look. So now they have to make some big plays in a hurry. It's not impossible. I have seen it in the past. We all have seen it. And really, the worst thing that the Rams could do is give up the big plays. Hey, what's up, Joker? Garoppolo. Well, he gets the completion for only 4 yards. I mean, yeah, he does get out of bounds to stop the clock, but 4 yards, that's not really going to do you much good. But it leads to a 2nd and 7.
Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them.
I mean, exactly, Mr. TV announcer. You can't just take what they give you. You have to take what you need. Another completion, and also, once again, out of bounds. So now it's a 3rd and 2. Watching War Games? Awesome.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost nickel and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. To throw, it's Garoppolo.
And Garoppolo, well, that was a bad throw. Well, now it's a 4th and 2. So now the big thing is, you got to go for it. At this point, you have to. So the big thing is, can they get it? And Jacobs gets just enough to keep the drive alive. All right, 1st and 10 at the 39. Well, the ball got tipped, and that's an incompletion. I mean, the Raiders took an early 7-3 lead, but ever since they trailed starting at 10-7, they've trailed ever since. 2nd and 10. Garoppolo. Well, he gets it off, but we now go to a 2-minute warning. And now it's 3rd and 10. There you see Rain Sinclair, number 39. And, well, another incompletion, though not for the lack of trying. But now it's 4th and 10. If they don't get this, it's pretty much over. All right, 17-7. 4th and 10 at the 39. Garoppolo. Oh, he's going for a big one. What? Wow! What a ricochet! What a catch! That's insane! It goes off one man and ends up in the hands of Renfro, and the Raiders are back in it. Wow, look at that! He launches it. I mean, then he taps it over to Hunter Renfro, who, to his credit, stays with it and gets the touchdown. And just like that, it's now a one-possession game. All right, so they're going to go for the point after touchdown. All right, point after is good, so now it's a 3-point game. Now the question is, can they get a stop? And for the Rams, can they make enough plays to run out the clock? That's the big question right then and there. I mean, to go from the brink of being eliminated to now having a chance. Anyway, there you see Azriel Black. But that is incredible, man. Oh, here we go. All right, so he takes it out. And, well, he gets it to the 25. Pretty standard. I mean, the worst thing that the Rams could do at this point is throw an interception or fumble the ball. They hand it off, and, well, they lose a yard and a timeout used up. Oh, man, the Raiders with an excellent chance. They just have to get 2 more stops. 2nd and 9. Well, not a first down yet, but now this is a critical one because they got to get this stop. If they don't, the Raiders will have used up their last timeout, and from that point onward, the Rams can run out the clock. So this will be the most critical stop for the Raiders yet. Stanford. Oh, and a big completion. And not only do they complete it, they get it past midfield, and the timeout will be called. And at this point, the Rams can now just run out the clock from here on out. But great play there by the Rams, and the Raiders did everything they could, but they got close, but close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Well, Azriel, it looks like you'll get your chance to be traded. Again, you'll have to wait until all the other divisional round games have been played. There's 3 more games other than this one. And then you can make the trade. But really, though, Azriel, how do you feel? A jet sweep? They get 1 yard, but that's very inconsequential. Okay, it looks like there's a 2.5 second difference between the play clock and the game clock, so they'll have to take one more knee. They do just that, and the game is over. The Rams win and have advanced. And let me get my pen. So the Raiders have been eliminated, and the Rams have moved on. So for the Raiders, your boy Toad, Peter Griffin, J.T. Price, and Triple Beat are now out of commission. But it was a good run, but it just didn't last very long. But hey, I give credit to the Rams. They did what they needed to do. Wait, why does Azrael hate the Rams? That's a good question. Why does he hate the Rams? And besides, I gave you Munchie. Like, what more do you want? Of course, I am saying that in character, by the way. Well, hopefully we'll get an answer from Azrael. And for Garoppolo, he's got to be disappointed. But then again, what else is new? All right, so let's take a look at some of the stats really quickly. So obviously, Matthew Stafford had the better game. He had more completions. He had more yards. He had a higher completion percentage. They both had one touchdown apiece, but one had no interceptions. Just never been a fan of the Rams. Well, you did rush 3 times for 14 yards, so you got that. Let's see. Tyler Higbee had the most receptions with 7 and 97. Let's see. And then Azrael had 1 reception, but it was for 22 yards. So if you're going to have one, you got to get a big one, and that was the biggest he got. But unfortunately, your good friend Munchie allowed a sack, as did Joseph Noteboom, excuse me. And then Jermaine Enlin, I can't even pronounce that young man's name. But he allowed a sack too. To be fair, I hate every team other than Dallas. Let's see. Rain Sinclair had 2 tackles. I think his name is Diablo. Well, he had 11 tackles. That's the most anybody else has had. And then who had sacks? Let's see. Oh, I could just sort it like this. Tyree Wilson had the most sacks. And then of course Aaron Donald had a half a sack. Ernest Jones with an interception. Okay. And of course Ram had let's see, what did he have? He had 2 extra points and a field goal to his credit, so that's good. And then Ram didn't have to punt, which is a good thing for him. And then Azrael had 22 kick return yards and no punt return yards, but still. Anyway, I just wanted to share the stats for those who are, stat nerds, which I am a stat nerd, by the way. Okay, so we have time for another game. So let's see. I guess the better question is, who wants their game next? I'll give it to the first person who gets it, though. Oh, There you go. Atticus got it. All right, so it's going to be the Panthers and the Colts, and this one is very significant because this will feature the trade. It features the trade. And okay, where's the oh, there they are. So it features the trade that resulted in Shadow Knight getting traded to the Colts and of course becoming their center since they needed a center. Uh, and and Gregory Blakely, who was also traded, who was traded for as a wide receiver. Of course, that also involves the trade that happened between Munchie and Paul Ostovitz, aka Frostbite. Although it was, offensive guard for offensive guard, so it made sense. So let's get to it. Let's get right to it, man. All right, so the Panthers will have the home field as they face off against the Colts. Okay, so I'll start with Atticus since he's here, and then I don't know if Mr. Frostbite is in the chat, but I don't have a way to contact him, so that's okay. Oh wait, let me see if anyone's contacted me. No. Okay. All right, so I need to contact Jen Wolverine and 81 and 81. Okay. I mean, it's an even fight, though, so that's good. So I just need to get... who did I need again? Oh, yeah, Gregory and Jen. So I just need to get Jen. So right now I'm just letting Jen know, and now I just need to get Dragonheart. Let me see who's in the chat. Evenly matched. Yep, absolutely. Okay. I'm also resting my voice a little bit because I will need it. There we go. Got it. Okay. Sorry if I didn't talk. I was just trying to. Oh, I almost forgot. I gotta let those on the Colts know. How stupid of me. Okay, so we have. Oh yeah, Shadow Knight, Carol Parks, and this is also a good time to go get snacks and stuff like that. So definitely go for it. All right, so let me get Shadow Knight. Okay. And oh yeah, Carol Parks. Of course, given that Carol is a big fan of the Colts. Okay. And let's see, who else am I forgetting? Oh yeah, that's right, my good friend Elmeister. So let me get him, i.e., the guy that gave Atticus as much trouble as he did. There we go. And there. Speaking of Carol, there she is. Okay, let me go over to. Yeah, we'll go to this time frame. We'll go to clear just to be fair. And with that said, let's get right to it. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to let one more person know, and that's of course Mr. Christopher Leonard Frost. There we go. But yeah, I'm happy that you're doing pretty well there, Carol. But yeah, you have the horseshoe on, and you're amongst the men in white. I say men because usually it features men for the most part, but there are two girls out there. But I say they don't play like girls. They definitely play like the absolute playas that they are. I mean, they just ball out in a good way, that is. But yeah, I may as well ask Atticus, how does it feel to have Jen Wolverine on your team, along with, you know, Dragonheart? It's cool, awesome. All right, so the Colts will start with the ball to begin the game, and I'll go over the players for. Let's see. All right, so nobody's playing what kicker or punter, so we'll skip that part. But one thing I will say is that Carol Parks is the punt and kick returner, in addition to being the free safety. And Carroll gets to the 26. Not a bad return. Can you say Maka? What? Thunderclaps? Main event time for War Games going back on mute mode. Oh, I see. Anyway, there you see Elmeister. And of course, he did lead his team at the time, which was the Tennessee Titans, to a Super Bowl in the Madden series. Now, obviously, they've not won a championship in real life, and neither have the Panthers. But of course, the Panthers did win a Super Bowl with Atticus as their man, couple of seasons ago. They handed off to Frost, and Frost lost 2 yards. And nice tackle there by, I believe that's Xavier Woods, who, no relation obviously to Xavier Woods from the New Day.
But that means if I want to run it inside, if you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Well, the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
All right, 2nd and 12 at the 24.
They'll settle with 3.
Oh, and nobody picked up Luvu as Luvu gets his hands on Elmeister. Who was supposed to put a hand on Luvu? And obviously, if you're Atticus or anybody on the Panthers, you have to be very happy with Luvu. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the offensive players for the Colts. You have at quarterback Elmeister, Chris Frost at running back, and at center Shadow Knight. And on defense, you have cornerback Jennifer Riley.
That's Moss. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards.
But yeah, great play there by Luvu as they as Indianapolis just could not recover. So they do get the completion, but it is not enough.
On 4th down, the Colts will call on Rigoberto Sanchez for the punt.
All right, then puts it away, and oh, and I forgot to mention that Jennifer Riley also is the punt returner for the Carolina Panthers. So great play there by Jennifer. Jen Wolverine, whatever you want to call her. But there you see Atticus Black himself, the quarterback. So on defense, you now have Carol Parks. On offense, you have the quarterback, Atticus Black. You have Paul Ostevitz, a.k.a. Frostbite, at offensive guard. And at wide receiver is Gregory Blakely, a.k.a. Dragonheart. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 at the 42. Hands it off. And do they get enough? Anyway, nice run there by Sanders. Does he get enough yards? Of course, Frank Reich is the coach. And oddly enough, he was the coach for the Colts just a season ago. All right, Atticus gets away, and he might run for it. Oh, he gets by one guy, and he slides to give himself up, and he gets it to the 30. What a play there by Atticus, Azrael's brother. I almost called him Azrael, but that would have been wrong. No, Atticus gets the job done. And I'm like, really, that was a poor tackle there. Let's see. Number 23. I didn't see who number 23 was, but they didn't get a 23. Who's 23? Well, whoever it was, it wasn't Carol. Because I have a feeling that if Carol had done it, had gotten the tackle, she would have gotten him. Another completion, and an 8-yard completion for Azrael Black to Sanders. Anyway, there you see Gregory Blakely, number 85. They hand it off. All right, 10 and first and 10.
So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10.
First and 10 at the 17. They hand it off again. Nice blocking, though. I will say this, though. The offensive line doing a great job with making lanes. Of course, it definitely helps when you have a guy like Frostbite, a man who is the size of a giant, act as the the lane maker. Although this time the Colts called the play right and they stopped the run. Nice play there by DeForest Buckner. Anyway, and there you are, Chris Frost. Well, right now your team is on defense, and the Panthers are just a few yards away from getting a touchdown. So it's up to the defense to make a play and prevent a score, if not limit it to just a field goal. But yeah, Frost, it's time. 3rd and 5. Too high of a snap, and they don't get a lot of yards. Nice stop there by Pay, though. Of course, Frank Wright not too happy about the fact that their guys are in the end zone, but they couldn't get the job done, and that was too high of a snap, really. And credit Sanders for getting enough yards, but not enough, really. All right, here we go. All right, so Carolina gets 3 on the board. Well, now it's up to the Colts to respond, but the Panthers, for the moment, take a 3-0 lead. And of course, Carol Parks is the kickoff returner, and well, she gets it to the 22 this time. I just have to think that at some point she'll come up with a big play to, make a special teams play. Anyway, once again, we have Elmeister, and of course we have the running back, Chris Frost. All right, 1st and 10. A completion and a first down. And that was to Michael Pittman Jr. So Pittman Jr. with a big play to start off with. Well, I mean, as mentioned before, Chris, in addition to running the ball, you also get to receive, and when you're not doing that, you're also blocking for your quarterback. In fact, there he is right there, Chris Frost, right next to the quarterback. Fakes the handoff. And that's a good play, though, to fake a handoff just to, keep the defenses honest. And another play by Michael Pittman Jr. And with that is the end of the quarter, and the Colts have a little bit of momentum as they make their way to the end zone. It is 3-0, Carolina. All right, Elmeister. Oh, nice Nice completion there. And who did he get it to again? Number 81. Who was that? To Ali Cox. Oh, okay. See, I didn't see his name there. But anyway, great play there by Ali Cox. Number 81. Another first down. First and 10 at the 23. And another completion to Ali Cox, but for 6 yards this time, but it's a 2nd and 4. Second and 4 at the 18. And ooh, that could have been terrible. That could have been a bad pass though. But instead, it's an incompletion and a 3rd and 4. Anyway, there you see Luvu, a man who made a big play on Elmeister early in the first half. But ever since then, they have done a great job protecting Elmeister. And another play and another completion to Ali Cox by Elmeister, as Elmeister has only one incompletion to this point. And now it's a first and goal at the 5. All right, let's see. What are they going to do? And Elmeister going to run it. And he runs it himself, and a touchdown, Indianapolis Colts. I mean, of course, Elmeister, I had to think he learned a couple of things from Lamar Jackson, especially with the Jackson playbook. I mean, they expected him to throw, but instead he gets the score. I mean, he gets in, walking, standing up. It's a great play there by the Colts as they now take the lead. All right, and as a result, it's now 7-3 Colts. Or Colts. All right, so the Panthers will take the kneel down. And that was from Jennifer Riley. But for Atticus, it's pretty simple. You got to get a touchdown, if not get a field goal to cut it to within 1 point. So the object is to get a score, especially before the half. But they will start at the 25. First and 10. And what? Intercepted! I'm not sure where Azriel was throwing that, but wherever he was, it was intercepted by Jones, number 40. Oh, that's a huge play. I mean, I guess he was probably expecting number 85, which was Gregory Blakely, to jump up and catch it. But instead of jumping up, it goes over his head and it goes right into the hands of Jones. And for the Colts, now they can add to the lead right here, right now, and really put the pressure on Carolina. But now the question is, can they do that? But yeah, that was not a good turnover. In fact, no turnover is good, but most especially at this point when you're already down. And, well, unfortunately, Moss manages to get 13 yards on that run as he proved to be very slippery.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get them.
But I will say this, though. In trading, in making the trade with Carolina before this game, you know, they traded to get a center, and that's exactly who they got. And in getting a center, they now have somebody who can protect Elmeister, you know, outside of the one play that nobody picked him up. Anyway, Chris Ross gets his first reception for 2 yards, and while 2 yards ain't much, but it's something. Excuse me.
Out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made.
All right, Elmeister. Another play to Chris Frost, but only good for 2 more yards.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing
I mean, for Carolina, they just have to make a big play, like an interception or a fumble or something.
plays for an offense.
But instead, they give up a first down, and they get it to the 3. And just in time for the 2-minute warning. Next game is my next is yeah. If you stick around, we'll get to it. Definitely. But if you're not here by the time this game is over and whatnot, then I'll have to save it for part 2. Or if it just so happens that this game takes longer, although by the looks of it, it might not be the case, as Pierce gets a touchdown for the Colts. And they take advantage of a turnover and make the Panthers pay.
Absolutely excellent execution by all.
Great play there by Pierce, though.
Yeah, give him credit. Found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
And a great play there by Elmeister.
And it was capped off by a touchdown catch from Alec Pierce. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
And Jen will take it out. And Jennifer will get to the 25-yard line. And, well, at this point, if you're Atticus and company, you cannot turn the ball over anymore. That's number one. And number two, you got to make a big play. Because right now you're down by 2 possessions at this point.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive.
And Atticus just ran back and forth like a chicken with his head cut off. But unfortunately, he ran right into a sack.
The opposing QB found himself on the turf, and the defense is so
He was trying to get away from Pay, But then he ran right into number 15, number 99. I didn't see who number 99 was, but he got him though.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
All right, 2nd and 16.
Open here on
All
this
right, well,
drive.
this time he does get a completion and a timeout used up. That's the first. Well, actually, I believe that. No, that was the Colts who used it. My bad. Although I'm not sure why they used it. That's kind of weird.
Here's 3rd and 7.
All
Looking
right,
to
3rd and
throw.
7.
Black.
A completion,
Inside. This is
and
Sanders.
somehow he manages to power his way through.
Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And yep, they got the first down, and that was to Sanders. So yeah, great, great play there by Sanders to get the first down and a timeout used up this time by the Panthers.
The first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
All right, 1st and 10.
10 here, and if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
And Atticus, well, a completion, but again, not a first down, and they use a timeout, does Carolina.
Stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Black.
And
They'll throw here with
well,
this one.
Atticus could have just ran.
Complete.
I mean, he had so much real estate, but I guess I guess he must have seen something that I didn't, but still. But now 32 seconds left.
Up now, 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
3rd and 5 at the 40.
Looking to throw. Black.
And a first down,
And he'll be
and
taken
they
down.
had enough forward progress, so they get it to the 45, 48.
Here goes for Gates.
Once again to Sanders.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him?
All right, once again, the no huddle.
On 1st
They
and
hand it
10.
off again, but this time the Colts anticipated it.
Making things tough.
And that's the last timeout that the Panthers had in their possession.
Second and 10. Operating from the gun.
All right, Atticus. Well, never mind. Atticus got taken down with a sack by
Tougher 3rd down looming.
Ibukam. And that might just prove to be the final play of the first half. And it is.
Halftime here.
Well, Carolina isn't out of this by any stretch, but they definitely need to make some plays if they are going to come back and win this game. Because right now the Colts have most of the stats. They have the most points. They have a takeaway. And then of course you have Elmeister with a passing and a rushing touchdown to his credit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
And of course, the Carolina Panthers will receive to start the second half.
Second half, 14-3 our score as we are back underway on EA Sports.
And Jen will take it, and she gets to the 29. I will say this though: if they didn't make that tackle, then Jen would have more likely than not gotten that touchdown, but it didn't happen.
Third quarter. Now they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Throwing to start the drive. Black.
And a completion
And given 6 yards
for 6 yards.
to 35-34.
I mean, right now Carolina's going to have to be a little bit more aggressive because right now, and while I understand that they don't want to be so aggressive that they make mistakes, you got to take some chances though.
Back to throw. Black.
And a completion and a first down. Oh, gets away from one tackle, gets away from a few more, but gets to the 45 past midfield. Perhaps the best play that the Carolina Panthers have gotten in a while. Yeah, they needed that one, as Carroll Parks does get the tackle. So as you can see, he gets by speed, but then Parks gets him, Carroll Parks, and she was able to, make the tackle necessary.
Territory. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
And there you see number 69, Paul Ostovitz, a.k.a. Frostbite. And you have to give, Ostovitz a lot of credit for giving Azriel as much time as he needs if he and Gregory and the rest of the Carolina Panthers are going to have any chance to win this game. Now at the 31. The big thing is that they have to get a touchdown and then get a stop and then go from there. Nice completion for about 5 yards. Yep, 5 yards. Once again to Mike Sanders. Or actually, I'm not sure if it is Mike Sanders, but to Sanders nonetheless. 2nd and 5. And also, Jose, if it's to the point where we can't even get to the game, then I will definitely save it for the next time, and it will be the highlight of the show, dude, or bro. Anyway, 3rd and 2. And I say that because I got a bit of a late start to this show, so that's on me. I'm just saying. 3rd and 2. They hand it off. And a big run. Nice run there by Sanders, the best run. And he gets it all the way to the 6. So now Carolina has some momentum. And a tackle by Justin Blackmon. And yes, that is his name. Don't laugh at it. As Sanders was able to get there, and Blackmon, being the only person that could stop him, did in fact just that. Number 32. So at this point, Atticus has got to cash in. 1st and goal at the 6. They hand it off. And Sanders gets to within the 2. 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
They hand it off again, and Sanders, a touchdown for Carolina, and now they are within 1 score of the lead. And of course, the coach for the Colts is beside himself, as he was just wondering, could anybody on defense make a play, and nobody could. So the Panthers do in fact cut it to within one score. Good play there by Zavala to be able to push him in and make the play. Oh, wait a minute. They're going to go for a two-pointer. Well, if they get this, they'll cut it to within 3. All right, here we go. And nope, they don't get it. So it remains a 5-point game. Well, they do get 6 points, and that's the big thing. Okay. All right, I had to answer a message there. And Carroll Parks gets it to the 28. That's a good start. Now, if you're the Colts, you just have to get a score. It's a 5-point game, so a field goal will make it an 8-point game to where Carolina would have to attempt the 2-point conversion, but a touchdown will put this game out of reach. So for Carolina, it's very simple. Limit the damage to a field goal, but better yet, just don't allow a point at all. But that will be easier said than done. They hand it up to Chris Frost. Chris manages to power his way out, but he doesn't get very far. In fact, he gets to the 30. But after 2 rushes, he is now at a net of 0 yards. He had 2 negative yards, but now he's down to just 0 after 2 positive yards. Yes, negative yards do happen to exist. And Elmeister with another completion. Man, Indiana just cannot be stopped. And just when you think you can get them, you don't. And for Indiana, I mean, this is what they need to do is make first downs and get a touchdown. And for Carolina, they have to come up with a big play. First and 10 at the 47. Elmeister. And did they get enough yards? Oh, a bit short, but it's 2nd and 1. All right, 2nd and 1 at the 39. And, well, nice run there by Chris as he now gets 2 yards, but that's just enough to get a first down. And Frank Reich is absolutely beside himself as his team just can't make a stop. They can't prevent, the completions, and they cannot prevent the run from getting a first down. They can't give up, though, but they have to come up with something. And Indiana doing everything in its power to make first downs and get some points. That's the end of the third, and at the end of 3, it is 14-9, Indianapolis. Fakes the handoff to Chris Frost. And Elmeister. Well, he does get a couple of yards, does Elmeister, for 6.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up second and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
All right, 2nd and 4. They hand it off to Chris, and Chris gets to the 13-yard line and gets another first down. I'll tell you one thing, Chris, even though he hasn't gotten a touchdown, he's gotten enough yards to where his team gets a first down and maintains possession. And that's critical, especially when you have the lead. And for Carolina, they just have to come up with something. Anything at this point. And Indiana, well, that's about 6 yards, though. But it's 2nd and 5 at the 7. All right, 2nd and 5 at the 7. Elmeister, another touchdown. And I believe the Colts have finally put this one to bed, especially this early in the game. And look at the Colts on the sideline getting jiggy with it. Na 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 na. And of course, Allie Cox doing a great job faking out the cornerbacks or the DBs and the defensive backs, and nobody can stop them. Anyway, point after touchdown is good, so now it's 21-9. I really have no idea how Atticus is feeling, other than I have to think he feels terrible. All right, Jennifer Riley returns it and gets it to the 26. Okay. Well, if Carolina's going to have any chance, they have to get a score, and they got to get it quick. And then once they do that, they have to get a stop. But again, that's easier said than done. But anything can happen. I mean, we have seen leads that looked insurmountable get overcome, especially when the Colts had the lead against the Detroit Lions. Of course, this was back when they were still led by Matt Patricia, and we all know how terrible his teams were. Well, and a completion, but not before going out of bounds, so that stops the clock, and it's 2nd and 4.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And another completion. Gets it past the midfield point, and I think that was to Adam Thielen? Yeah, Adam Thielen for three receptions for 30 yards apiece. Or 30 yards, I should say. 10 yards apiece, rather.
Not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10, right at the 40.
Well, after the show, I will post the card for the UFC Super Show. I can't even talk. So I'll post the card for the Super Show for UFC and go from there. But of course, the one match that we are going to get to see is the House of Black Explodes between Atticus and Azriel, with Atticus being the UFC heavyweight champion, as he gets to face off against his brother and a former heavyweight champion in his own right, and also the streak killer, Azriel. And of course, Jose's going to be in action. Chris Frost is going to get his first title fight as the challenger for the open weight title. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But as for this game, I think really the only person looking forward to the next round is Chris Frost. And we are at the 2-minute warning. Again, for Carolina, they have to score, and they got to score quick.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd and 2.
And, well, great play there by the defense. You have to give credit to the defense of Indiana because, well, sure, they're not the best defensive team. Of course, it helps to have, Carol Parks as the free safety. Oh, but they're going to go for it. But then again, they have to do it. They have to. 4 and 7. They hand it off, and did they get it? No, they did not. They didn't get it. So Indianapolis will take over on downs at the 32. But great play there by number 90 to slow him down, but number 45 to get the full-blown stop. But yeah, unfortunately, Ostevitz, a.k.a. Frostbite, was really the only person doing his job. All the other offensive linemen just could not give Atticus at least enough time to get a good playoff. I mean, Atticus gave him a chance, of course, but it would have been nicer to have a little bit more time in the pocket. So they hand it off to Chris Frost, and Chris gets to the 38, so that's 6 yards. So hopefully we'll get a word from Chris Frost in the chat there. I had a feeling, but I didn't want to jinx it, or I didn't want to say, oh yeah, he's definitely coming back, but he is back. And also welcome back, Peter. And well, you missed your game, but do you want to know what happened? Do you want to be spoiled with your game? Anyway, nice run there by Chris Frost, and Chris is just killing him. Again, sure, he's not making getting a lot of yards, but he's getting just enough to get a first down. Oh, okay, so you do know. Okay, sorry. Well, I didn't know. I really did not know that your favorite team was the Falcons. Otherwise, I would have thought to, put you on the team, but oh well. But then another run to Chris Frost. Well, this time he gets stopped fully, but all it does is it causes them to waste another timeout. And that's the last of their timeouts, though. So Chris has done a good job with getting the first downs. But yeah, Peter, how do you feel about now that it's actually happened? Punk is back. Okay, I was about to ask Chris, like, how do you feel, especially, even though, sure, you haven't scored a touchdown, but you're making it tougher for Carolina to get the ball back, and you're keeping possession for the Colts. Punk is here, and now Randy's also back. Yeah. Although, wait, Elmeister goes for a pass, which I probably would not have expected him to do, but I guess they were anticipating the run, and this time they got it to Pierce, does Elmeister, and that's a first down, and that's going to do it. I feel great. There could be a new SES. Well, now that Triple H is involved, I have to think that, like, I'm hoping that this time around Punk can walk out, or not walk out, but can leave on his own terms, and that he can finally get the WrestleMania match that he always wanted, and then go out on his own volition rather than be cast as an exile as he was when he left the first time. Well, that's going to do it for the Carolina Panthers, but I'm sorry for Atticus Black that it did not work out. The trade did not work out. I mean, he tried. Don't get me wrong, but the Colts just made enough plays to win. So really, the only person that benefited from this trade was Shadow Knight, as he became the center, and in becoming the center, he gave Elmeister somebody who can protect him. But he also gave Chris Frost somebody who can make a lane for him as well. As a running back, that is. But when it comes to Atticus, we have not heard the last of Atticus, that's for sure. But it doesn't take away from the fact that he is disappointed. And you know what? I'm also just as disappointed for, the Raiders, since I lost. But yeah, and absolutely GG. So congratulations, Carol, as you have made it to the, well, I was going to say conference, but the semifinals. As now, Carol, the Colts are now 1 win away. And as The Rock would say, 1 win away from going to the Super Bowl. But let's take a look at some of the stats really quickly. All right, here we go. So Elmeister, without question, had the better game. Dude, you did beat the band. Okay, so Jose's here. Okay. See, I wasn't sure if I could. Well, all right. Let me just go through this. So Elmeister had the better game, without question. He had the higher QB rating. Both had the same number of attempts, and Elmeister had the higher completion percentage, more passing yards, 2 touchdowns to 1 interception for Azrael Black, or Atticus Black. And let's see. And Miles Sanders, he has the 1 touchdown, and Elmeister, the QB, has a rushing touchdown. So Chris Frost had, Atticus had 1 rushing attempt for 17 yards, but Chris had 8 rushes for 22 yards. And then Mo Alley Cox, okay, that's his name. He had the touchdown, as did Alec Pierce. And of course, Cox had the most receptions. As for the most yards, he also had the most yards too. And let's see, blocking. Unfortunately, Chandler Zavala and Ikam Nekwanu each allowed a sack. And then in a positive stat, Quentin Nelson had a pancake block. That's when you block somebody so effectively that they fall flat as a pancake. So that's a positive stat for blocking. Let's see. The person with the most tackles is Frankie Louvu. DeForest Buckner had the most tackles for loss for the Colts. Ebukam had a sack. DeForest Buckner had a sack. And Frankie Louvu had a sack. Jalen Jones had the one interception, and that was what led to the Colts increasing their lead to the point where the Panthers just could not compete. I'm sorry. They just couldn't do it. Okay. And of course, Jennifer Riley had 3 kick returns and had the most return yards. Carroll, not that far off. Punt returns, none for Carroll, but that's actually a good thing. And then Jennifer had 1 for 7 yards. Okay. Oh, no, I don't want to restart the game, damn it. No, I haven't done the Falcons yet. But Jose got his game in first, so. And if we don't get to do it today, then the Falcons and the Broncos will be the main event, so to speak. So we'll do that. All right, so let's get to the Saints game. It's going to be the Saints against the Cardinals, and that will feature Patty Chase. So, Patty, if you're somehow still in the chat, you're finally up. Of course, Jose, you're going to be going up against your brother. Yes, you have to fight your brother now. All right, so Jose's here. Too bad Mr. Vince, who I brought in, isn't here, so I can't contact him. But I can still and I can't contact James Garcia since I don't have a way to contact him. Okay, Patty's here. All right, so Patty, once again, you get to be the punter and kicker. So if you can kick ass, you can kick a ball. And I know that you can kick a lot of ass. All right, so the only person I need to let know is Arkham. Okay. So I got Louie. Let's see who else I need to get. Oh, yeah, Cole Weston and Biological. So let me just see who's in the chat really quick. No, you're not the QB for the Saints. You're actually a left outside linebacker. Anyway. Aw, thanks, Chris. Aw. But really, though, the Saints are one of those teams that have a great offense but a terrible defense, and they needed you to be a defensive player. Because really, how are they going to stop anybody else without your help? Really. But that's why they got you for that. Okay, so let me get Mr. Oh, there he is. There he is. Biological. And then who's left? Oh yeah, that's right. Cole Weston and Brandon Cuevas. Cole Weston. And last but not least, Brandon himself. So yeah, Jose, how do you feel about facing off against your brother? And you get to face off against him while he's a QB and you're a linebacker, so you actually get to tackle him, uh, Jose. He's like, I'm not scared. I mean, of course, you fought your brother so many times, it's like not even funny. But anyway, if time permits, we'll do Jamar's game, and if it doesn't, well, we'll save it for its own game, really. But at least it will get the prime time build and everything that it goes with. So it's all cool. But with that said, it's time for the Cardinals and the Saints. Let's get to it. So far the Rams and the Colts have made it to the second round, or to the semifinals, excuse me. So right now, so if the so the situation is that if the Cardinals win, the Colts will be the second lowest seed. And currently, the Rams are the highest remaining seed. So if the Saints and the Falcons lose, then the Rams will have the home field from that point. But on the other hand, if the Cardinals and the Broncos win, or I'm sorry, if the Falcons and or Saints win, then one of them will be the one that holds the home field. So if the Saints win this one, then they will clinch home field for the next season, or not the next season, the next round, the semifinals. So yeah, if the Saints and Falcons win, they will have home field in the semifinals. So that's what's at stake. Okay, so we have a new look with the outfits. So you have uh, the White Rush. And of course, the Saints are in their traditional black and gold uniform, or the gold helmets. And of course, the Cardinals have their classic white helmets with the Cardinal on it. All right, takes it out.
take over for the first time. And here's the new man under center after 9 seasons as a Raider. Derek Carr is the guy.
It's going to take some time to adjust to seeing Carr running out in a new uniform instead of black and silver. It's black and gold. 35,000 yards and over 200 touchdowns with the Raiders. The Saints more than willing to let him air it out all game long to a talented group of pass catchers in the Big Easy.
All right, here we go. I was just checking my messages really quick. They handed off. Oh yeah, let me go over the competition here. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot to put the players for the Panthers in the free agent pool since now that they are eliminated. Okay. Excuse me. And Derek Carr with a what fumble? And the Cardinals get the fumble as it was Zach Collins who caused the. Well, I'm not sure who caused the fumble. Let's see. So it was completed, and I didn't see who knocked the ball out, but Collins was the one who recovered the fumble, and now the Cardinals have a great opportunity to start with. So okay. So on offense, you have the quarterback, Brandon Cuevas. The center is biological, and I should also mention that the punter/kicker is Patty Chase. And for the Saints, the punter/kicker is the newcomer, Mr. Vince. And on defense, all the other players for the Saints are defensive players. James Garcia is the strong safety. Louis Lefrancaire is the defensive tackle. And Jose Blanco is the linebacker. And of course, Jose not too happy with the fact that his team gave up a turnover. And obviously, if you're Brandon, you got to be happy about this. But sadly, only one of these guys is going to be in the semifinals. It's either going to be Brandon or Jose. They hand it off. And of course, Patty's very happy given that she's with the Cardinals. Well, since there are no offensive players for New Orleans, the one defensive player for the Cardinals that was on the field just a moment ago was the defensive end, Cole Weston. And, ooh, number 30 almost got the swipe, but instead it results in a 4th and 5. Oh, yes, I do remember Marlon Mack. Because I remember when he was drafted, they had an orangutan reveal who, I forgot the team that drafted him, but I remember his name was revealed by a chimpanzee who touched a touch screen, and his name popped up. Anyway, there you see Patty Chase kicking a ball like she kicks ass. It's good. But yeah, I do remember when Marlon Mack was drafted, and a chimpanzee touched a touch screen, and again I forgot who drafted him, but he was but he was introduced to us by a chimpanzee. I don't know how I remember this is that I was watching like the history of the NFL draft, and it's incredible how I even remember that. All right, so a touchback that's going to result in a start at the 25. So as far as Arizona is concerned, yeah, they get some points, but they would have loved to have gotten a touchdown, but instead they'll have to settle for 3 points. But for New Orleans, they cannot commit another turnover like this again. But you have to credit the defense, and it all starts with Jose and Louis Levanquer and James Gamer or James Garcia, whatever you want to call him. Anyway, great blocking, and this could be, I believe, no. But he gets it past midfield at the 49. Does Alvin, the not chipmunk, Kamara? That was a bad joke on my part. So now it's 1st and 10 at the 49. And of course, you have Derek Carr as the quarterback, the former Raider. A jet sweep and a nice play call, though, to Chris Olave. If you give him an opening, that's exactly what he'll do. If you give him a yard, he'll take a mile. And of course, if you're Jose, that's exactly what you want, is for Alvin to make a run. Nice catch, and another completion by Derek Carr. And who was that who caught that? Moreau. A reception for 4 yards, but good enough to get a first down, so not a bad play there by Moreau. First and 10. They hand it off, and I believe that's Kamara, but this time the Cardinals were ready for that one. I didn't see who tackled him though. See, that was White who got him, I believe. Wait, is that? Yeah, that was White. And they hand it over to Kamara, and he stiff-armed somebody to get 3 more yards, which would not have been the case had he been able to get away from one guy, but couldn't get away from another one, and that was Ledbutter. And of course, Ledbutter was very instrumental in the victory between the Cardinals and the Houston Texans. And now Carr. What? Intercepted! Now wait, did he go into the end zone and then come out? No, he didn't. But instead, they're going to down him at the 1. That's a huge interception. He goes for it, but instead, bad play. Yeah, and I mean, give Olave credit. He tackled him right then and there, but that's Derek Carr, the former Raider. However, Cuevas is pinned at the 1, so he's got to be careful not to get sacked in the end zone. And if that happens, New Orleans will score a safety, which is worth 2 points, and possession of the ball. So for Cuevas, he is in the danger zone. I would sing it, but I don't know the words, so I'm not going to try. Wait a minute. Cuevas, he's got to get out of there. He does. Well, he gets enough breathing room to the 8-yard line and gets it to Zach Ertz for 8 yards for a 2nd and 2, and a tackle by Jose Blanco. And I'll say this though, if were it not for Jose, Ertz could have gotten a first down or even more. Anyway, nice run there by Connor. And, of course, Connor is to the Cardinals what Chris Frost is to the Colts. And that's the guy that you hand the ball off to not only maintain possession, but also make it much difficult for the defense to get the ball back for the offense. Yes, I do remember Zach Ertz from his time as an Eagle. And he was also part of that championship team that the Eagles have so far that also included, Jason Kelsey, who is actually my favorite Kelsey. And that's because he's a offensive lineman, by the way. But anyway, but of course the Arizona Cardinals had a rough start, but they have their rhythm going. And for New Orleans, they have to come up with a big stop. But I believe they're not going to get a playoff, and that's going to result in the end of the quarter. And at the end of one quarter, it is 3-0 Arizona. Anyway, there you see Louis Lefrancaire, the newcomer, number 9. And, well, for a moment I thought that was a completed pass, but he had it, but he didn't have complete control of it, so it was ruled an incompletion. So that was a good throw there by Cuevas. It's just that the guy that was supposed to catch it didn't do it, so that's on him and not on Cuevas. 3rd and 3. Hey, AJ, how are you doing? I hope you had a much, nice. Whoa! Nice completion, though, and, well, they finally get him down, but at the 40. Anyway, how's it going there, AJ-san? And you know what? Out of character, I just want to say, you had a bad day. I wish I knew the words, but I don't know how to sing it, so I'm not going to try. But you had a bad day. But we all have bad days, though. But, I don't want to say too much, but I know that you had a bad day. And I'm not even talking about the stream for WWE, but I just wanted to see if you were... I was about to say, I'm happy that you're doing better, and of course, I'll just say that AJ wasn't, like, sick or anything like that. But, well, I'm just happy that he's in a much better place. In general, really. And I'll just leave it at that. But anyway, 2nd and 8 for Cuevas. Fakes the handoff. He'll go for a run himself, and he gets a first down. So good run there by Brandon. Just been trying to get rid of a stomach ache right now. Oh, I'm so sorry there, AJ. But oh man. Well, hey, after 2 trips and 2 successful trips at that to the Super Bowl, well, at least you get to sit in the suite. In fact, I'll get you I have 2 tickets to a suite, for you and Kasumi and Diamond and Alexander Richards. So that way you guys can watch this game from the suite. In character, by the way. Well, you get to see Louis Lefrancaire, number 9, as well as Jose on defense. On offense is the quarterback, Brandon Cuevas. Brandon. Well, he got it to, I believe that was Zach Ertz who got it. Yep, Zach Ertz for a couple more yards, but 1 yard short of a first down. All right, so the 41-yard line past midfield. Cuevas gets a first down. I'll just say this, though. Brandon is definitely taking several pages out of the Lamar Jackson playbook, because if nobody's going after him, he's going to take off and he's going to get a couple of rushing yards. So they have to keep a spy on him, however they can do it. Number 32 almost intercepted it, but it went right past his hands, and Doric got a 4-yard reception. But number 32 could have gotten that, and that could have been a pick six, and that would have turned the complexion of this game around. But Cuevas, I mean, like Brandon, how did you get that through number 32 of the defense's hands into the hands of the guy that you wanted to get to? But out of character though, AJ, I think it would be better for you to get like a 7-Up or Sprite or Sierra Mist or any of these or any of those other lemon lime drinks. They seem to do well with stomach aches. Or ginger ale. That also works too. Or if you need some serious relief, then you can definitely get some KO Peptate or Pepto-Bismol or something like that. Ooh, almost got intercepted, but that's going to result in 4th and inches. But man, I will say this though, I give credit to New Orleans defense for tightening up when they absolutely need to. Yep, Adobo, or I forget, I believe that's how you spell his name or say it. But he was instrumental in preventing that. All right, so now, wait a minute. They're gonna go for it on 4th and inches. If they don't get this, but they do. I was about to say if they didn't get that, then they would have turned it over, but instead they don't, and they keep going. So that was a gutsy call, and a nice tackle there by James Garcia. I mean, well, oh yeah, I forgot. Cuevas is on the field, so I imagine he wouldn't be able to say anything. Anyway, nice tackle there, and I believe that was, who was that who tackled him? Well, that was Zach Ertz who made the completion. Oh, Garcia, another great tackle by him. I believe he's number 30, is James Garcia. And, well, unfortunately, number 32 tried to intercept it, but he was a bit too short, and Ertz got the job done. And as a result, it's a touchdown. So Cuevas was able to go 99 yards all the way to a touchdown. So great job there by Ertz. So Patty already has a field goal. Now she can add a point after touchdown if she makes it, and she does. So right now, Patty is responsible for 4 of those points. Okay, so it's now 10-0. It's not over by any stretch, but if you're the Saints, you can't turn the ball over, and you gotta get some touchdowns. Like, you can't fumble the ball like you did the first time, and you certainly cannot get an interception. All right, so they take it out. And then wait a minute. We got a flag. What's this? And I believe that's against the receiving team. So instead of starting at the 30, they have to start at the 20. And that's the first penalty that we've seen in this game. And I have to think that Dennis Allen, the coach for the Saints, who took over for the legendary Sean Payton, is beside himself. And a completion to, I believe that's Chris Olave. Timeout, Saints. Yep, Chris Olave for 18 yards. That's the best reception he's gotten in a while. And of course, naturally, Patty wanting to, how do I put this? She wants to, she's hoping that the defense gets a big play for the Cardinals. Another completion, and another timeout used up. But now they have 45 seconds and one timeout to use. All right. 1st and 10 at the 50 at midfield. And unfortunately, he couldn't get the ball away, and that'll take him back to the 41. Hey, Arkham, how's it going, man? How you doing? And by the way, Louis Lempanquer is playing for his hometown team here in New Orleans, Louisiana. And wait, was that caught? No, it was not. Out of bounds. But anyway, I just want to say, hey, I'm happy that you're doing well, and I hope everything's going well over, in your neck of the woods where you are with your family. I know that you said you were going to be with your family, so you wouldn't be able to do Kings of Wrestling. Oh, gets the throw off, and somehow he caught it, and they will use the timeout. Great job. Great. Well, I mean, not a great throw, but a great catch at the 31, and they have 3 seconds left. Anyway, yeah, I saw the message on Discord. Everything's good here in Houston. See, I didn't want to say anything, but since you said it, yeah. How was your trip to Houston? And I hope everything goes well, and I hope you get back safely to Arkham Land. So they kick it away, and it's good. So the Saints do get on the board with a field goal to end the half. So that will cut the lead down to 7 going into the half. And then Jose's like, finally, you're doing something. So anyway, Louis is playing for the team in black. Well, the team with the black uniforms, or the black colored uniforms, and the gold helmets, as exemplified by Alvin Kamara. It was great seeing my mom's family again. Yeah, like, you know what? I also, same thing with me. I got to see my mom's family again, and, I've also had a chance to meet up with my dad's family, and now my sister's now extended family, because now they have a family of their own, and of course they have a family through marriage to my now brother-in-law. Again, it's still relatively new because it wasn't like that before. But I did get to hang out with my mother's side of the family and the extended family that became extended when my aunt married, and I got to hang out with them, so it was really nice. But I hope you had a wonderful time, and I hope everybody else had a wonderful time on Thanksgiving. However, at this time, the Arizona Cardinals will start with the ball in this half. So now for the Saints, it's very simple. You got to get a stop. And if you're Arizona, you got to get a score, preferably a touchdown. A field goal would only just, it would still make it a 2-point or a 2-possession game, but you got to get some sort of points. If you get nothing, then New Orleans has a chance to tie the game with a touchdown and an extra point. But anyway, there you see in the huddle, Brandon Cuevas,
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
and he's the quarterback.
Third quarter starts with a run from
Oh, nice stop there of Connor. Anyway, Louis Levanguer is number 9 on defense. There you see him right there, number 9. That's him. Blake Group. Wait, is that the guy who made the tackle? Oh wait, actually no. The guy who made the tackle was Louis Levanguer. So that's the guy that Louis needs to be. He needs to be the guy. Or he could be the guy that helps Brizzy, excuse me, get the sack.
this defense coming out after the half, and if that play is any indicator, Charles, maybe a little
So Louis doing so well that it freed up Brizzy to get to Brandon and get a sack. And if Brizzy didn't get him, Louis would have definitely gotten him. I mean, but then again, that's exactly what he does with, his best friend, Edward Elvis. Except it's Brizzy on his team.
for the Saints here on third down.
All right, 3rd and 16.
They'll set up a throw.
And wait. Well, okay, so the catch is good, but it is short of a first down, so that's just as good. And of course the guy goes out of bounds not before, well, he catches the ball before going out of bounds. But what that does is that stops the clock. So Tyrann Mathieu did a good job in preventing a first down. He couldn't prevent the catch, but he was able to prevent a first down. And then Jose's like saying to Louis Levanguer, "Come on, Lou." Okay, so the challenge is that the receiver had possession. So we're going to find out whether or not he did have possession, and if he didn't, then it would result in a incompletion. Although, why would you challenge this? I probably would have saved the challenge for something more profound in the grand scheme of things.
So the decision to challenge does not pan out, and that's also going to cost him a timeout.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was New Orleans who challenged that. Well, that was pretty stupid, especially for New Orleans. But then again, this is Dennis Allen we're talking about. And, of course, Dennis Allen, the head coach for the New Orleans Saints, isn't exactly the smartest man in the world. Is he the dumbest man in the world? No. He's certainly a lot more smarter than some of the other coaches I've come to see. And especially with a guy like Jaguar Gator 9 on YouTube. If anyone knows anything about stupid, he would know. But yeah, Dennis Allen does not hold the same reverence that Sean Payton held, or even a Jim Mora when he was when he was in charge when he was the head coach for the Saints. So that's what I was about to say. But anyway, but now the Saints have the possession of the ball. So now we're going to find out if they can take advantage of this momentum. Did they get the first? Yeah, they got the first down. Great job there getting the ball to, who did they get it to? I couldn't see. I believe it was, I know it was number 41, but I didn't see his name. Oh, that was Alvin Kamara. Okay. So great job there by Kamara to get a first down. So now at the 42. And another completion. They get 7 yards out of that, and now it's 2nd and 3. All right, 2nd and 3 at the 49. They hand it off to Kamara. But did he get enough yards, though? Yes, he did. Just enough for a first down and retain possession of the ball. and on their merry way.
Runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
All right, Carr. And I'm not. What the hell are you throwing it to, Carr? That could have been just as bad. That was a bad throw. Although you have to credit the defense for the Cardinals for, having the mistimed throw. And of course, it all starts with that man right there, Cole Weston, number 54. Although a completion and who was that to? To Thomas for another reception. But it's now 3rd and inches, so they could go for a run or they could go for a play action pass or something along those lines.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd.
They run it, and they get the yards. Not a lot, but just enough to keep going at the 35. Although a nice tackle there by Barnes, otherwise that could have been much worse than it could have been for the Cardinals. But a first down nonetheless, though, for the Saints. All right, 1st and 10. They fake the jet sweep. Oh, but the Cardinals were not fooled. They only give up 1 yard on that rush. So New Orleans is going to have to do something different because, well, they can't always go to the run all that often. So they'll have to mix it up a little bit. But they do run it. And, well, he gets enough forward progress to get to the 28 for a 3rd and 3. Oh, you know what, Arkham? I did see the tweet that you made. I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, that was a terrible throw. Come on, Derek Carr. Well, now it's a 4th and 3, so now what are they going to do? Are they going to go for it or kick it? What are they doing here? Okay, it looks like they're going to kick a field goal, but that's only going to cut it to 4 points if it's good. Kicks it away, but it is good. Okay, well, that cuts it to 6 points, and of course that's Mr. Vince, the newcomer, and he makes good on the promise of making the team as the kicker, and he makes a big, big kick to cut it to within 4. But New Orleans is going to have to come up with another stop or a big play to get the ball back. But also credit the defense for the Arizona Cardinals to just limit the damage to a field goal and just keep their lead. However, it's less than a 1-possession game, though. So Arizona knows that if they just get a field goal, then New Orleans can still tie it with a touchdown and an extra point. But on the other hand, a touchdown can put this game out of reach. But if they get no points and New Orleans gets the ball back, then they can take the lead with a touchdown, as a field goal will not do them any good. It would cut the lead, yes, but it wouldn't do anything more beyond that. So that's the overall strategy of this whole game for each of these teams. And Brandon! Oh, Brandon threw it away just before he could get sacked again. But good play there by Brandon, though. But that will cost a down for them. And it stops the clock as well. Which in this case for New Orleans, that's a good thing. All right, 2nd and 10. And of course, Jose's back on the field again. What? Fumble! And this could be, I believe, touchdown! Not St. Louis, New Orleans. The Saints get the touchdown with a fumble. And it was Jordan who returned it the other way, and now the Saints have the lead. Great job there by the defense. Let's take. Okay, well, we didn't see who caused the fumble, though. But it was Jordan who got the job done. No relation to Jordan Walker, by the way. But number 56, I think number 56 was the guy that forced the fumble. But yeah, number 94, Jordan, was the guy that got the job done. And, of course, the coach for the Cardinals, not very happy. But that's a turnover and a huge one. So now instead of trailing, now they have the lead. And then Arkham's like, go Saints! However, Arizona will be back on offense, and now they have a chance to either tie with a field goal or take the lead with a touchdown. But now the pressure is on Arizona now. And Arkham, I take it you're enjoying this game. I'm happy that you are. On a side note, okay, kicks it away, and they take it back. And how far did they get? They get to the 24-yard line. Not bad. Not bad. All right, so Guevas is going to have to shake off what just happened to him. I don't know if Guevas is still in the chat, though. But anyway, there you see Jose Blanco, number 24. And I didn't see who number 50... Was it 56 who forced the fumble? I didn't see who forced the fumble, though. I'll have to look back at the player stats when we get to that, when the game's over. Anyway, hands it off to Connor. Although Connor only... Well, actually, that's a... Well, never mind. That's a 1-yard gain. And another tackle for Louis... I can't even talk. Another tackle for Louis Levanguer. And that's a big tackle because if you don't get Connor, then he'll make a mountain out of a molehill. Or he'll make a mile, or he'll make a yard into a mile, is what I'm trying to say. But at the end of 3, it is 13-10 New Orleans. And of course, Louis is like I said, he's number 9, and he's right up against the opposing center. I'm going to keep an eye on him. Although, wait a minute, Louis! And both Louis and I didn't see who the other guy was, but Louis got a half a sack, and I didn't see who the other guy was that shared the sack with him. But Louis is killing him right now. All right, so we have Louis and number 90, but I didn't see who number 90 is. Oh, it's Brise. Okay, so Brise and Levanguer, the double team to take down Brandon. Yeah, Lou did it, but you gotta give an assist to Brise. He also had him. But now Brandon, bad pass. Now it's 4th and 21, and the Cardinals, they're going to have to snap out of it, because right now, if they don't, this game is slipping away from them. Brian Brise. Okay, thank you for getting me the name of the guy, but it's Brian Brise. So yeah, Brise and Levanquer are proving to be a formidable tag team, with the exception of course of Levanquer and Elvis, obviously. Well, there's Derek Carr. Now, sure, he wasn't the one that got the touchdown that put the team on the lead. Now all he has to do is prove that he can not give the game away. The worst thing he could do at this point is throw an interception, and even worse, it leads to a pick six or a touchdown for the defense for Arizona. But they hand it to Alvin Kamara. Oh, well, anyway, there's Louis. Look at him. There's Louis. Well, right now Louis is relaxing on the bench for the moment, as he is a defensive player, and right now his team is on offense, so he gets to chill for a little bit along with Jose, as they cheered the team from the sidelines here. And a completion to Chris Olave, and that's a first down. And even though at this point they have the lead, so they have to try to run out the clock, but it may be just a force of habit. But Olave does get the first down, but he goes out of bounds, and that stops the clock. So they just have to know that they can't stop the clock, because they have the lead. Although, wait a minute, what's Arizona challenging? What's this? All right, let's see. Okay, so they're challenging whether or not Olave had possession of the ball. I want to say he did. And if that's the case, why would they challenge this? This is exactly what happened with Dennis Allen challenging a similar call early in the game. Why would you challenge it? It's pretty obvious to me he got that. Anyway, still having a lot on my mind. You know what? That is true. And AJ, I also have a lot on my mind too, but it doesn't have anything to do with work. But it has more to do with just, with, things that happened in the past, but I just have to remember not to take it personally, and I also can't, I can't undo what happened as much as I want to. And then Jose says, yeah, if they flip it, I'm going to lose it. But in this case, they didn't flip it. But still, why would Arizona challenge that? So both... Okay, so that was incomplete. Okay. But that's a 3rd and 10 now. But anyway, as I was about to say, now I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, what happened in the past is, unless it really is your fault, which, and I'm going to admit, there were several moments which it was my fault, and I'm going to accept responsibility for it. And that was a bad throw. Come on, Carr, what are you doing? But for the Arizona Cardinals, that was a big stop, because they got some momentum, as they still have 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Wait, 3:16. Da-dun, da-dun, da-dun. I love that. But no, out of character, though. Oh, wait a minute. They're going to go for a field goal. If Mr. Vince can make this, he'll make it a 6-point game, and he does. So that means that for the Cardinals, they need a touchdown, and only a touchdown, plus the extra point will put them ahead. So that means that, because had they missed that, then all Arizona would have needed was a field goal to tie the game, or a touchdown to go ahead. All they have is just a touchdown to go ahead because a field goal will not cut it. Anyway. Yeah, and by the way, the kicker is the newcomer, Mr. Vince, who you saw in the chat, or Vince 12, I think his name is. But yeah, he's the newcomer for the Saints, so he's doing pretty well. Okay, well, the Cardinals will start at the 21, and for New Orleans, it's very simple. They got to stop them however they can stop them. And for Arizona, that's right, a touchdown is needed for a win. You need a touchdown first and foremost to tie the game, and then the extra point will put you ahead by a 1, and it might just be enough to win.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum.
So that's all it comes down to. Can the Cardinals get the score? A touchdown. Or will New Orleans hold on and win? No, not this season though, Jose. That was only good for last season though. So you don't get to grab Brandon and Patty. Sorry. But that was only good for that one season. I might bring it back for another time. But in this case, it's only for that one season though. Cuevas. Another bad throw. Well, like lately the quarterbacks are not doing pretty well with getting completions because right now they're getting incompletions. All right, Brandon. What? Intercepted! And who got it? Who got it this time? And that's it. It was Werner. Werner got the interception and he returned it. And that might just clinch it right then and there. Still having a lot on my mind with my show and other stuff, but I'll DM you about it later, TJ. Okay. Well, AJ, just know that, yeah, Pete Werner, number 20. Great job there by Pete. And, of course, Derek Carr, very happy with that performance, but unfortunately for the Cardinals, that's just terrible. Although, wait a minute, they're going to go for a 2-point conversion? James Conner was right there. Why Ertz Kingsbury? I'm not sure if that is Kingsbury, but if that is and they just didn't update the model to the current coach, then yeah, that is a good question. Why Ertz? But yeah, James Conner was right there. But for the Saints, Brandon, you choked, damn it. Well, to be fair, though, Brandon did win a Super Bowl as quarterback last time, and he won as a member of the. Well, I was going to say the Commanders, but they weren't called the Commanders yet. They were known as the Washington Football Team at that point. And Werner singing, "Here I come to save the day." But that is true that Kingsbury just was not very good. But no, if anything, Josh McDaniels is worse. I'm sorry. He proved as such with the Broncos, and he proved himself that as Raiders head coach. I'm sorry. And you know what? When the coach got released, of course some of the players didn't want it to come to that, but when it did happen, they felt so much better because now they have a coach that they know that they can win with, in the sense of the coach can put them in the best possible situation, which is something that McDaniels just did the opposite of. Anyway. But unfortunately, that was more of the play calling of the coach, so Patty, you might want to just give Kingsbury, the coach, uh, you might want to get him and put him through a table before you start going after Brandon, though. Okay, well, that time Brandon did get the completion, and there it is. There's the 2-minute warning. Of course, it's a good thing that Atticus isn't here because the team that he hates the most is actually the Saints, if you could believe that. That means Mighty Mouse is on the way. La 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 la. All right, a completion and forced out of bounds that stops the clock, but oh man. But I mean, to be fair though, Brandon has beaten Jose. I believe one time he did beat him. I believe it was in the semifinals as part of the Seahawks, if you remember, Brandon. And an incompletion there by Brandon. But yeah, Brandon did beat Jose a couple of times in this game, and he's even beaten him in the WWE series. Because of course they do. Because of course he did. You know, brothers fight all the time. Yeah, that's true. He was part of San Fran, and Brandon was a part of... Oh, nice! Wow, what a completion by Cuevas. That was the best pass that he's ever thrown, and they got it to the 11. Well, if Arizona's gonna get this win, they got to score, and they got to score quickly, and then they got to get the ball back somehow. And nope, incomplete. Oh, that was Marquise Hollywood Brown who caught it. But that was the biggest play that Brandon was able to get, and for New Orleans, that was the worst play they gave up in the sense of their defense. But so far, the defense has only given up 10 points, so that's good for them. Hollywood! Hollywood swinging! I love that song. Of course, Patty would remember that song, Hollywood Swinging. And Brandon is going to get 5 yards on the rush, so that's 3rd and 5. Another tackle for James Garcia. He has 6 tackles to his name. And Louis has at least a half a sack for this game. And again, we'll look at the individual stats at the end of this game, though. Cuevas? No, intercepted again! And he'll just take the knee. That was Lattimore who got the interception, and of course he takes the knee in the end zone. What that does is that's a touchback. So that means that the Saints will start at the 25 or at the 20. I'm not sure. I always forget if it's the 20 or the 25. Yeah, Hollywood Swingin'. That's actually a song by Kool and the Gang. Marshawn Lattimore. Big play there by Lattimore. But again, that has to do with the, play calling. Like, Brandon only does what he's told. First and 10. And they hand it over to their fullback. And Cardinals will have to use another timeout. Okay, so they start at the at the 25 on a touchback. Well, I kind of think that Brandon's going to give Kingsbury a power bomb through a table or something. All right, so they take the knee, but another timeout used up. But you got to give credit to the Saints. They were down by as many as 10-0, but have since scored 24 unanswered points. In part due to a fumble recovery for a touchdown and a pick six. But yeah, most of their touchdowns came through defensive plays and not through anything that Carr did. That just goes to show Carr is, and we'll see how the Saints do against a different team. As, let's see, so the Saints, should they, yeah, so they are playing the Cardinals right now, so that means that the Saints are the highest remaining seed left, and the Colts are the lowest seed remaining left, so that means that the Saints will face off against the Colts in the next round, and the Rams will face off against either the Denver Broncos or the Atlanta Falcons in the semifinal. Yeah, or perhaps maybe the owner will sack him. But yeah, early in the game, the Cardinals had it. They had it, but unfortunately, after that, that was the pick six, and then here was the fumble recovery that turned this game around. And from that point onward, they never recovered. That's your fault, Kingsbury. Yeah, he screwed it up, unfortunately. And for Brandon, he and the rest of the Cardinals will not be going to the semifinals. But let's take a look at the player stats. Let's do that. So both quarterbacks objectively did not have a very good game. I mean, Brandon had the most completions. And of course, Carr didn't, but they have the same completion percentage, 60%. And Brandon has the most yards. And has 1 touchdown to 0 touchdowns for Derek Carr. However, Brandon has 2 interceptions to 1 for Derek Carr. So the quarterbacks didn't do jack outside of just outside of just Brandon getting a touchdown for Zach Ertz, but still. All right, let's take a look here. So Alvin had the most attempts. Most yards overall go to Alvin Kamara. Adam Prentice had the most yards per carry, but that's easy when you only have 1. And touchdowns, no one had a touchdown. And then fumbles. Unfortunately, Brandon had a fumble. That's just what it is. Zach Ertz had the most receptions and the most yards. And he was the one guy that got a touchdown. So there you go. To be fair, if the players don't execute the plays, it's called the players. It's the players that should take some of the blame for the loss. Yeah. So while Brandon did throw the interception, it also didn't help that the coach just didn't give them the best chance or didn't call the right plays as well. And unfortunately, Will Hernandez and Alvin Kamara each allowed a sack. And now we get to the defense. Now, the defense really were the stars of this show. Kazir White had the most overall tackles. And then Zevin Collins had the most tackles for loss, which is a good stat for defensive players. But, okay, here we go. So Louis does, in fact, get a half a sack. And then Brian Breeze had a sack and a half. So that's where the other half of that sack went. And then Kazir White had a sack of his own. And then Jalen Thompson had an interception. Marshawn Lattimore also had an interception. And Pete Werner had the interception that led to a 29-yard return for a touchdown. Oh, right. Let's take a look and see how some of the others did. How stupid of me. Okay, so James Garcia had 7 tackles. Okay, Louis had not just the half a sack, but he also had 4 tackles for himself. Let's see. Where's okay, so Jose only had one tackle. That's all he got. One tackle. And then kicking. And as for kicking, Patty had the one field goal and the extra point. But Mr. Vince, he had 3 field goals. 3 field goals and an extra point. So that's, okay, so 3 times 3, that's 9 points, and then an extra point. So Mr. Vince was responsible for 10 points. So that's really good. And then, unfortunately, Patty had to punt the ball twice. And she did a great job punting, of course, but anyway, Rondale Moore had 5 kick return attempts with 108 yards returning. And then Rashid Shaheed got 2 attempts for 13 yards. Not very good. But really, it was the defense that did the best job, and that includes Louis. Louis, I would give Louis the what is it, the player of the game or the MVP. But I can totally understand if they would give it to Breeze or Werner or Jordan, who returned the. Oh, you know what? I forgot who forced the fumble. I forgot to look at that. Let's go back. So who forced the fumble? It was, well, Kazir White had a forced fumble himself, but it was Demario Davis who did. Okay. And of course it was Cameron Jordan who got the fumble recovery and the touchdown. I forgot to add that myself. I know I play better than that. Well, there's always next time, Brandon. But tonight it just wasn't your time. But it's not like you've never won a Super Bowl as a quarterback, so at least you have those Super Bowl trophies or Super Bowl rings you can go back to. But that still leaves us with one game left, and unless I don't see Jamar and I don't see anybody for the Falcons, nor do I see anybody for the Broncos that are here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the Broncos-Falcons game its own game for another time. And I might do that game like on a Thursday or a Friday. Oh, well, there's Jamar. Well, part of me wants to do it, but it's like it's kind of getting late here. Well, no, Brandon, you did get a Super Bowl from the QB position. It was as a member of the Washington football team. But on the other hand, I guess I can go for another game. I mean, I did promise it, but it's like it's starting to get late here. But but if you're willing to do it, Jamar, I can do it for you. I just have to let the others know. But also, unfortunately, Wally's not here to enjoy it, and same thing with the others. So that's the only downside to this, Jamar. But if you still want me to do it, I'll do it. But I certainly want to get more eyes on the product on this. So, but again. But I will say, though, Jamar, you will have a fight tomorrow on the UFC series, so at least I got you for that. But I could do it Thursday. All right, I will do that for you on Thursday, and like I said, that will be its own game. That will be the game of the night. So that if you don't want to watch, what is it? If you don't want to watch the game on what is it, on Prime, you can watch this game. Washington is forgettable regardless. Well, yeah, and in fact they had been forgettable. In fact, the last time they were ever memorable was when they were a Super Bowl team for real, for real. I think really what happened was when Dan Snyder took over the team, they just became irreverent or irrelevant, I should say. That's just the sad thing about it. But nonetheless, though, I will do that. So it's going to be the Broncos at the Falcons. The Falcons have the home field advantage, and the team that wins will face off against the Los Angeles Rams in the semifinals. So that's what we're going to do. Our game of the week is going to be the Broncos at the Falcons. So that's what we're going to do. But for everybody else who did get a game in, I'm happy that you guys got one. Although I know that for those who didn't win, I'm very sorry. But for all of us here, this is the Blue Toad to Jew 22, and I will see you, as far as Madden is concerned, this Thursday night. For tomorrow, on the other hand, it's going to be the UFC series, though. On how the Saints won? What do you mean there by that, Jose? Oh, you want that? Oh, I see. Nice, nice baby. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I just like how you get right to the point. I mean, for Jose, it probably was nice, nice baby. For Arkham or Louis Lefanquer, that was nice, nice baby. You know, for the Rams, that was nice, nice baby. For Carol Parks and Chris Frost, it was nice, nice baby. Though not so much for those who didn't do so well. Not the least of which includes Brandon. But for the Broncos and the Falcons, the fact that they get a primetime game to themselves, now that is nice, nice baby. Okay. So with that said, that's going to do it for the show. I will come back for UFC for the UFC 4 Super Show, and of course one of the people that is going to fight is Jamar, and Brandon's going to be on the stream, or let me see. I'll have to look back again. I'll post the card in the chat for those of you who are on Discord. That way you can see what it is. And if not, you can always find out by the time we start. But until then, this is the Blue Toad signing off. And I will get some stuff ready in the meantime. But until then, peace.